Lucky we made it. Stop here, otherwise too many camels.
Merridu Walbity is in the Great Sandy Desert, the place he feels most at home.
Okay, well, we made it.
The Aboriginal was born in the desert in the early 1950s, among the last generation untouched by colonisation. Merridu didn't see white people until he was 12 or 13 years old, when in 1964 he and his family walked out to join the whitefeller world of cattle stations and townships. Years later, in 1999, he became involved in a strange desert saga when he was asked to use his knowledge of the landscape to help search for American Robert Bogucki, who disappeared into the desert on purpose. Merridu and the other Aboriginal trackers followed Bogucki's footprints deeper inland, and a month later the Alaskan was miraculously found alive, having survived 6 weeks with no food and barely any water. He'd been on a private spiritual quest to find solitude and try to connect with God.
But I do feel satisfied that I'd scratched that itch, whatever that was, that sent me out there in the first place.
Earlier this year, Robert Bogucki returned to the remote track where he set off into the wilderness to meet Merridu and the other trackers for the first time.
These guys were kindred spirits. And, it was a bit of closure after all this time to go meet them on their land and say thank you.
The meeting highlighted how the world cared so much about a survival feat by a white tourist that lasted 43 days, while overlooking the fact that First Nations people had survived in the same landscape for tens of thousands of years. And it turns out elders like Merridu have their own stories of life and death in the desert. When Merridu was a child, still living in the desert, his younger brother suddenly fell sick. He soon stopped breathing.
We couldn't bear to look at the body. It was a shock of our life. We just had to live underneath a tree. And there we were, crying.
Amid their grief, his parents decided it was time for them to leave the desert for good. Now aged 73, Merridu wants desperately to visit the place his brother was left. It won't be easy. The site's inaccessible by road and it'll take an expensive helicopter trip.
I really wanted to go down there because that's my last youngest brother. I can remember him now. It's meant a lot to me. Very much.
Merridu misses desert life, but he says he's glad his family lives in town, where there's safe drinking water and medicine. But he feels deeply that there is unfinished business back out there in Yalparija country. Untold stories of those who survived and those who did not. Erin Parke, ABC News on the Nyangamata Highway.